Hey guys, what's up? Jordan Arell here, making my daily video on circumcision trauma healing. And today I want to make a video on scar tissue massage, which is actually something I learned from someone that I don't know, can't remember her name. I think her website is Erospirit, E-R-O-S spirit.com, something like that. Anyways, and look up circumcision scar arrow spirit and probably find it. She actually does in-person sessions, I believe, and helps guys, helps with sexual massage in general and scar tissue with women with cesarean section and other things as well. Circumcision is one of the things she works with. And looked really cool. I couldn't possibly ever afford it anytime soon, so I'm inventing my own version. And yeah, I hope you guys like it. This is highly experimental, by the way. I have a strong feeling that it'll work, but if you want something that's tried and true, go to one of my other videos from before. Those are all, for the most part, more tested. This one's kind of experimental, but I think it'll be really successful. And yeah, I have already done it once myself, and it brought up a lot for me, so I thought I'd share it with you guys. So for this exercise, you have to first take out your penis, would be step one, so you can pause and do that. The next thing to do is find the scar tissue. It's the usually darker sort of ring around your penis where the inner foreskin transitions into the shaft skin. It's where the circumcision, where the foreskin was removed, and it's sometimes it's lighter, it's not very visible, but you can still see where it is because it's the transition from one kind of skin to another kind of skin. Should be maybe an inch below your head, although it can vary a lot. Sometimes it's less than a centimeter, sometimes it's a few inches below, depending on how high or low the cut was. And so it's very simple what we're doing here. You want to take the skin between your fingers. What I've been doing is with one hand sort of pull the skin apart on both sides of the inner and shaft skin so that I can get at the scar tissue, and then hold that between my fingers and sort of just gently massage it back and forth. If you can see, as sort of lightly as I'm doing here, not super hard, it doesn't have to be aggressive, and go around the penis doing that. You'll notice as you're doing it, you can kind of actually feel the scar tissue, and it's got a sort of a grainy quality to it. You can feel it inside your penis, and you can actually feel the scar tissue. It transmits a lot more pain and itchiness than the rest of the skin, because that's what scar tissue does. And so there's multiple points to doing this. One, I believe, on Arrow Spirit, it's actually kind of sort of about the physical fact of reworking the tissue so that you're breaking down some of that tissue and starting to desensitize the painfulness of the scar. And so that can be part of the purpose here. And so as you're doing this, you want to really feel into it and experience it, as always, be in your body, experiencing it. Feel any pain, all the pain you feel from it, or if it's pleasurable in any way, feels good, feel that. But feel everything you feel around this. Allow yourself to really experience the exercise physically. And then, much more importantly, in my view, at least in my experience, is the fact that this brings up a lot of emotions. I actually can feel just my stomach feels like it's doing flips, and like it's very visceral inside my sort of central cavity of my body, my chest and my stomach. It's just really like my body knows what was done to that part of me and what happened there, and it brings up emotions and thoughts and feelings around it. And so again, as with all other exercises, as you're doing this, which by the way you can start anytime now as you want, and just going in a circle again, lightly massaging. You can do it horizontally. It's the main way I do it. Otherwise you can also switch and do it sort of vertically. As you're going around, you can switch between fingers, switch hands, and just do it in a way that you find works for you. Find the rhythm and the pace. I do it in kind of actually a circular motion mostly, sometimes just straight back and forth, circular back and forth. But you can again just do it however feels natural and easy to you. Experiment, try it from different angles until you get sort of into a pattern and a rhythm that you feel comfortable with. And feel whatever comes up. Feel the experience in your body and your dick, and then feel any emotions that are coming up around it. And it's again just letting all of that process, all of that emotion come up, be experienced, be felt. And that's how we start to release it, is not resisting it, but actually just feeling everything that comes up. And as you do this, also remember to breathe. Take some deep breaths. And feel yourself not just in your dick and in your fingers. You're supposed to be feeling your fingers, feel your dick. Very conscious in all of your movements here. But also be aware of the rest of your body and just the energy field that everything's coming up in. Aware of if there's any tension in your stomach or your chest or your face. Just allowing yourself to feel whatever you feel, leaning into that feeling. If you experience at some point a strong negative emotion at a certain, or a strong feeling at a certain part of the scar, then stop for a minute and sort of focus on that and continue massaging that part. If you're anything like me, you have a very jagged and uneven scar, so there's lots of different places to explore. And lots of emotions that can be felt at different parts of your dick. Feel it activate in different parts of my body. I just allow myself to feel everything that comes up. again, being very, very present with this, leaning into that experience and playing with a little bit. Noticing all of the feelings that you feel between your fingers, all of the feelings that you feel in your dick, and exploring that sensation, really getting curious about it. What happens when you move your fingers a little bit differently, or if you notice a certain texture or lumpiness or something interesting. Even if it's painful, don't shy away from it. Actually lean into that pain and sort of explore it with the massage. Again, a big point of this is actually to release that pain inside of your dick so that you can experience more pleasure and more freedom of feeling during sex without having to sort of subtly dissociate from any of the feelings, as well as all the emotional feelings that come up, feeling those as well, so you don't have to numb your emotions. When you numb your emotions or numb your physical sensation, you numb the pleasurable parts as well as the painful parts. It's hard to do one without the other, so again here, really letting yourself feel everything as you continue to massage and explore those feelings. Again, just being present. Breathe with it. Be in your body. Feel what you feel. Notice all the physical, subtle sensations. If you want to, you can also use both hands at the same time. There's infinite different ways you can do this. I just kind of suggested what's worked for me, but that's another way I'm experimenting with, is using 2 fingers actually on both hands, and then the thumb, and covering a wider area. It's harder to get a grip on it that way. Some feelings may be very obvious that come up around this, very big and hard to ignore. Some may be very subtle. And you have to pay very close attention to notice where you feel something in your dick, or how your body's reacting. Or certain emotion, or sort of just energetic blips that come up as you're doing this. So be very open, pay close attention. And allow yourself to be with all of those feelings that are coming up. You can experiment grabbing smaller or larger amounts of tissue. I'm grabbing kind of now not just that tissue, but actually horizontally, and grabbing more of the inner and outer foreskin sort of on the sides. So again, just trying that out, trying grabbing more skin, less skin, sideways, vertical, and keep on trying different things till you notice a strong feeling, and then focus on that. Keep doing that and feel that feeling, be with that, feel that, and see how that transforms as you just bring gentle, loving attention to it. You can be slow and patient and gentle with this, no need to rush it. Just gradually transforming your relationship to your cock, to circumcision, to your experience of being in your body, and all of your feelings around it. Remember, this takes time and repetition. But with each practice you do, it brings you a little bit closer to being healed, to enjoying sex, to releasing that trauma. Sometimes, especially when I'm not doing videos, I like to take deep breaths and kind of let out a sigh, let out sounds. I get a little self-conscious when I'm doing this, but that can feel really good to just release all of the tension, all of the emotion that kind of builds up. So I highly recommend taking a deep breath in. Just let it all out. Do that as often as you need to. Like I said, I do it all the time when I'm not, making these videos. Feels really good, and activates parts of your brain too that are involved in communication and really helpful in healing, calming your nervous system down, bringing that healing energy. You can also do that with just taking deep breaths. And being in your face muscles, feeling your eyes, all the things that are human sort of connecting activities, activate that part of your brain. Because a big part of trauma is not being able to connect with anyone, not being able to talk to anyone or get help. So giving yourself that attention through the face, through the eyes, through the voice, through the breath, and feeling all of those things. As well as all of the emotions that you feel, is a big part of bringing that attention to yourself in a way that is very healing. Continuing to notice all the subtle feelings in the scar and the skin around it. Really honing in on any especially painful or activating feelings. Noticing also if you feel anything in your gut and your heart, in your body. Focusing on that there and just relaxing and letting yourself feel what you feel. Another thing you can notice is if you have any emotions looking at your scar, or looking at a particular part of it, or noticing anything about it. Also just feel any of those emotions that are activated by that visual sense of seeing it. Allow yourself to feel all of those emotions as well. See if you notice anything about it that you hadn't noticed before, or that has always bothered you and you just try not to think about it, and really let yourself feel that, notice that. It's okay and healthy and normal that that should bother you. But the healing lies again in feeling it and allowing yourself to just experience all those emotions. breathe with it and be in your body. Just be with that feeling. Another thing I just discovered, I hadn't really thought about, but you can grab the scar and then sort of pull up on it. So pulling that skin up above the head so that it's tight, and then so if this was the scar, pulling that up against so that the shaft skin is tight, and then pulling up on it. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well. So if the scar was right here, inner foreskin is right here, outer foreskin is right there, then it's pulling that up so that it's above the head, and then pulling it like this. And you can sort of feel the texture of the scar as you do that. Again, just experimenting, trying different things, seeing what works for you. So to conclude the exercise, let's just take a few deep breaths. Notice what you feel in your body right now. Notice how your dick feels. Just again, breathe with it, relax, and allow yourself to feel all of those feelings. And after we finish, you can continue sitting and just feeling those feelings for a little bit. Just sit with it, be with that. Or you can do some more massaging if you want. Like I've said before, as long as there's feelings coming up around something, as long as there's sensation there, and especially if you feel yourself resisting that or wanting to not feel that, especially then that means you can still do a lot of healing work around it. And all these exercises you can, for the most part, do lots of times and get something out of them every time until you're really at 100% healed. So again, just relaxing, breathing, and letting it all go, letting that all melt back into your body, into your unconscious. Letting all of those feelings just relax completely. So that is it for today. And as always, thank you for doing this for yourself, for me, and yeah, keep on going. Good job if you're doing this. Like, kudos to you. Like, you're fucking awesome. Like, really, really awesome for doing this. It's so important because healing is what makes the change. It's what makes us stronger and better able to be who we want to be in our own lives. And, if you feel called to even change the world, maybe. I certainly am on that path. But no need to be. Because changing even one person's life, changing your own life, is absolutely, it's amazing, really. So again, as always, I will talk to you again tomorrow.